Hello, and welcome to another edition of Manifest Mondays. I'm your host, Jen Mazer, the Queen of Manifestation. And today I wanted to talk to you about the language that you're using when you talk to yourself in your own head and how that affects what's showing up in your life. Do you know that on average, we have so many thoughts running through our heads throughout the day, and 80% of those thoughts are negative. Can you believe that? You might be watching this and thinking, well, no, that's not true, not for me, right? I'm such a positive person. But when you really examine it and you start to think about what pops up into your head, you realize that there are negative thoughts showing up. Even if you are the most positive person and you think that you're amazing and you're a go-getter and you're manifesting, it happens to the best of us. So what I want to tell you today is how to recognize when a thought like that comes in so that you can switch it to the positive, and it will start to shift your vibrations so you can feel like things are possible and you can do it, and you'll start to manifest a lot easier. And how you're getting caught up in the negative and you don't even realize it. So first is really paying attention to when you say something to yourself or to someone else, maybe your partner, like, I can't afford it. We just can't afford that, babe. Let's not even go there. We can't afford it. Maybe when we have this and that together, then we can afford it, but not now. By saying that, you're actually bringing in more circumstances that you cannot afford, because the universe is a yes universe. So you're claiming that you cannot afford it. So things will show up in your life, amazing opportunities, maybe a fabulous trip or a conference, and you literally won't be able to afford it because that's what you're saying. You're asking for those things to show up that you can't afford. So we want to get out of that space of saying that you can't afford it. And the universe works always in the present tense. So you want to think as if you have what you want now. And it might seem silly at first, but you don't want to push your desires far out into the future because they'll always stay in the future. If you say, when we have this, then we can do that, you'll never have it because it will always be in the future. There will always be something you need before you can have that thing. So you want to instead think about having it now, right? So it might be weird for you to say, well, I can afford it, we can afford it, because that just feels like fake, right? So instead of saying that you can't afford it, I want to invite you to say, how can I afford it? How can we afford it? Do you see how that feels different? Instead of declaring that it's not possible, you're opening it up to the universe. You're saying, show me the way. I'm open to receiving the way because I know I want it. So just show me how, right? So I want to invite you the next time you find yourself saying that you can't do something, ask, how can I do it? And it's going to make a big difference. And the second thing that I wanted to tell you was really paying attention to, again, when your thoughts are feeling negative and you might feel like a circumstance shows up in your life and you really are not happy about it. Like, for instance, you have a day job and you're manifesting your own business and you're just like, I don't want to go into work today. Why do I have to do this? Or, I have to take this trip for a conference. I really don't want to go. Instead of thinking that way, like, I have to do something, I want to invite you to say to yourself, I get to do this. I get to do this. Find something in it that feels good for you and shift the way you think about it. I get to go on an airplane. I get to travel to this awesome city. Or I get to do this amazing work with kids, if that's what your day job entails. Or I get to listen to my favorite music on my way to work, right? Or I get to have this hour-long train ride where I can read a book and it's quiet time away from my family. Do you see how that shifts what you have to do into something good? The more that you can focus on the good, the more good things will come your way, even if it's not directly related to what you're trying to manifest. So try those 2 tips And I'd love for you to tell me how they work for you. So leave a comment in the comments below and share if you used one of those. How did it work? What happened? How did you feel because of it? And do you have any other tips that I didn't share about how to stay positive and switch those negative thoughts in your head when they pop up? Sending you lots and lots of love. I will see you next week for another edition of Manifest